I'm the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I was right when I was cool.
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby!
I was up all night.
And I'm
Oh my God, we're back. I feel like our hiatus has been longer than Goldberg's.
Yeah, seriously, man.
All right,
but
episode's
we're not,
over. I wanted
we're
the
not
episode to
last.
last as long as the match, so we're out of here, guys.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. Spear me. Spear me, it's over.
Well, for those that don't know, or for those that have missed us for the last year, the legit Bosch alongside.
Yeah. I am broadcast extraordinaire Cheyenne Ortiz, who has a tasty salsa coating.
All right, now.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we're back. It's been a long year, but we've been anticipating this for a long time. This is our third year in a row coming back for Survivor Series. I don't know why Survivor Series is always our comeback, like leading into our anniversary, because our anniversary is in December.
Yeah, I remember during the holidays, the 23rd is when we
the 8th.
kicked this off. Right? Is it the 8th?
Yeah.
Oh, then we've got to do a reunion show with just you and I.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, is this like season 3 3/4? I don't know, but
I don't know. I mean, we're probably not going to come back till next year's Survivor Series, but
yeah, exactly. When is April gonna do the Johnny Carson, Ed McMahon, Tony Atlas intro? I've been asking for that for 3 years already. This is bullshit.
I'm still waiting to.
All right, come on, April, if you listen. All right, I need the Ed McMahon, Tony Atlas intro. Here's Bosch and Cheyenne. Well, not like that. Here's the host. That's what I'm asking for. You know, because out of the 20 people listening.
I mean, we can always ask Gigi. She does it for 22 pages later.
No, that's not original. That's not original. No. I know
we'll get Abby to do it.
You know what I didn't ask her? That's why she's off the list. No, she's light bulb. Oh, I just marked out to my own idea. You're about to pop.
What?
You're about to. Can we ask Abby?
I just said that while you were doing your rant, but you didn't hear me.
Oh, I thought you said Gigi, right? Am I not crazy?
No, I said Gigi first, and you went on a rant. I said, all right, let's do Abby.
Yeah, well, hey, stop that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
Sorry,
let's
Abby.
Ask her. Let's just ask her, Bosch. Jesus, she's a lady. Damn degenerate.
Oh, we're off to a great fucking start.
All right, well, can we? Since I missed the last 2/3 of the weekend, where do we start? Do we start with?
Let's start with Survivor Series because it just happened.
Okay, I came in. I was at the train station watching the tag match.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to walk me through everything. I know who won, but I don't know the ins and outs of it.
All right, so I can run through it pretty quickly. The women's match opened the show. All the women came out.
Okay.
Nikki's music played. Somebody attacked her backstage. So
really?
Yeah. So Natty took her place. Nikki wasn't in the match. I swear I had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nikki was hurt. Natty came in, like Brian and them were checking on her. She just said somebody came up behind her and attacked her. So I'm not sure. I mean, where do you think it could lead? Because Carmella was saying it wasn't her. I mean, it would be the obvious, but it wouldn't make sense for Carmella to do it if they're on the same team.
Well, remember, all these teams had mixes of heels and faces.
Yeah.
So that means absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Because this Survivor Series was brand warfare as opposed to the way that we grew up where it was heels and the faces.
Yeah.
Until they tried the wild card matches and it kind of didn't get over as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm going to go with the obvious choice of Carmella.
Or it could be Natty to get herself into the match.
It could have been that too, but I know that Carmella and Natty.
Or it could have been the woman that that Nikki replaced at SummerSlam Eva Marie.
That would be a great angle to bring her back in, truthfully.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Eva Marie angle.
I know she's shooting.
'Cause
She's shooting a movie right now. So she still has her hair dyed black. So I don't know.
Oh well, there's nobody to call up, and it's not like superstars are jumping ship yet, which it doesn't look like they want to do.
Yeah.
So
Unless it was somebody
I'm gonna go.
and they didn't really. I feel like if it was Charlotte or Dana or somebody or Nia on the Raw team, then they would have.
Nah, I'm gonna go with the obscure Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Eva Marie is the hottest woman.
So you heard it here first. If it does happen, we said it first.
Yeah, which we normally get no credit for.
Yeah,
so,
like when,
thanks, Conan. Anyway, next.
Okay, so the order of eliminations: Carmella was eliminated first by Nia. Alicia was eliminated by Alexa.
Okay.
Naomi was counted out.
The second elimination should have happened first. Next.
Naomi was counted out.
What was the spot?
She did a splash to the outside, and then Nia did a move to her, like a splash, not like a splash, but like a body slam on the outside, and she was counted out.
Okay, safe.
Okay, and Sasha was eliminated by Natty.
How?
It was a sharpshooter. No, it wasn't a sharpshooter. I think it was a roll-up. No, it was a roll-up.
No way.
It was a roll-up.
Oh, okay.
Natty was eliminated by Charlotte. Big boot.
Just a boot?
Yeah. Nia tapped out to Becky.
Oh, with the
The disarmer.
Yeah. Okay, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Then Nia attacked her. It was down to Charlotte and Bayley versus Alexa and Becky. Alexa was eliminated by Charlotte, and Becky was eliminated by Bayley, and the survivors were Bayley and Charlotte attacked Bayley after the match.
Okay.
There was a backstage segment.
No Dana Brooke.
She didn't do anything. No.
Oh,
She was in her corner. She was in Charlotte's corner, but she didn't do anything.
Got it.
There was a segment where Ellsworth was backstage. Anderson and Gallows come up to him, start like a bunch of chin jokes. Then Foley comes out. Tells them to leave, and James Ellsworth starts bringing up all these Foley memories, but they're all like memories where Foley's getting fucked up, like the Hell in a Cell, Edge putting him through the flaming table.
Okay.
Then Foley leaves, and then Ellsworth turns around, and Braun is standing in front of him, and he says, "I've seen you somewhere before," and then Ellsworth runs away.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
Yeah, that first jobber match.
Yes,
was
the
Ellsworth.
first one. Yeah, that's right. It was him. That's right.
Sammy and Miz, they had a pretty good back and forth match. Sammy had Miz in the figure four. Maurice rang the bell. Sammy thought he won the match. Miz schoolboys him for the win.
Oh God! Enough with the screw job. Enough. Enough. I've had enough of the Montreal screw job.
Then there was the tag team match. This first the Raw guys came out. Enzo and Cass did a promo. They used a lot of Drake and Weekend references because they're both from Toronto. Then it was kind of like a Soul Train line, waiting for the New Day to come out at the end. And then New Day came out, did their
Did they make Weekend jokes because the pay-per-view was on a Sunday?
No, because the guy that sang the theme song for Survivor Series is named The Weeknd.
But he's one person?
Yes.
So
I asked the same
Saturday
thing.
or
I asked the
Sunday?
same thing when he first started. When April first told me about him, I was like, "Is that a group?"
Yeah. So is he Saturday or Sunday?
I don't know. All right, so the match starts.
Remember when groups were simple?
Yeah.
Like Nick and the Pretenders. Like now we have this obscure shit. God, I hate this generation. Go, keep going.
All right, Breezango starts throwing those fashion tickets at Xavier.
The ambiguously gay duo?
Yeah, so New Day hit them with their finish right away. Usos come in, super kick Kofi, and New Day gets eliminated right away.
No way!
Like, they were eliminated quicker than the Brock Goldberg match.
Wow.
The Hype Bros were eliminated by the Club. The Shining Stars eliminated by American Alpha. American Alpha eliminated by the Club.
Okay.
Rhino eliminated.
Club put in work, all right.
Rhino eliminated one of the guys in the club after the gore. Kaz eliminated Rhino after the big boot.
Mhm.
One of the Usos eliminated Enzo, and then Cesaro and Sheamus were the survivors. And they're gonna get a tag.
Yeah.
They're gonna get a tag title match tomorrow. It was really actually like once the two first teams were out, like I thought the Shining Stars looked pretty good in the match. I thought the match was pretty good overall. Like I
wanted to see that one because I'm a huge fan of when they did the 20-man one at the first Survivor
I mean, I
Series.
went in with low expectations, but I thought it was a really good match. I enjoyed it. I would suggest going back and watching it.
Well, actually, no, excuse me, from Survivor Series 88.
Yeah, there was two of them, the first two, right?
Yeah. I was really looking forward to that match, so I'm glad it came out good, and I'm actually glad Cesaro and Sheamus won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ending with the Cesaro and Sheamus and Usos, like I would actually want to see those two teams face each other after.
And so far, it looks like I'm going to rewatch this pay-per-view. Well, watch it because I only saw the ending, and I had no idea that the winning team was going to get a tag title shot.
Well, I think that was because they did a backstage segment where Mick and Stephanie were celebrating, and that was their reward for winning the match, and I guess also makes sense because New Day was eliminated so quickly.
Okay.
But all right, so the Cruiserweight title, I kind of skipped through this match because I was watching on a delay, so I kind of wanted to catch up.
Okay.
But I did happen to stop on. Kalisto did a Spanish fly from the apron to the floor, which looked pretty sick.
Okay.
Kendrick did a reverse headlock takeover into that hook choke.
Into the Captain Hooks thing?
Yeah. Then then Baron Corbin came out and attacked Kendrick, so Kendrick won by disqualification.
Uh-huh.
And then attacked Kalisto.
Uh-huh. Okay. So to keep their little Raw undercard feud going, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but they have that 205 show on Tuesday nights that's going to be filmed after SmackDown.
Correct. Now,
so I thought everybody thought they were going to go over to SmackDown, but
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
All right. I have a lot of notes for this fucking tag match. All right. The match started like AJ was working with a lot of the guys in the beginning of the match. When Dean is in there, Jericho was yelling at Ambrose, saying that he owes him $15,000.
Jericho said that to Ambrose for what?
When he ripped the jacket earlier this year.
Oh boy.
Kevin Owens did a swanton to everybody on the outside from the top.
I saw that. When I saw the match at the train station, Ambrose was the legal man. It was still the opening.
Yeah.
And it was the two guys. It was Owens, right?
Yeah.
Owens, and then that was when Shane was going to do one, and he got choke slammed across the ring.
Yeah.
Or choke pushed. Yeah.
And AJ and Dean started fighting. Then Ambrose eliminated.
Correct.
Ambrose was eliminated by Braun. There was one spot where Braun just launched AJ out of the ring from a few feet away from the ropes. Then Braun and
I did see that because basically up until I know I saw when Strowman got eliminated. I missed when he got put through the table. I don't even know how he got put through.
All right. So Bray and Braun have a face-off. Jericho starts yelling, "I'm the captain now," at both of them, and Braun chokes. He grabs both of them by the throat, and then pushes Jericho, and then starts beating up Bray.
Okay.
Then they're outside. Randy hits an RKO out of nowhere on Braun on the table. Then they place Braun on the table. Shane does the elbow drop onto the table from the ropes, from the turnbuckle.
Uh-huh.
And then Shane makes it back into the
ring.
ring.
So wait. Walk me through that again with the turnbuckle part. Walk me through that.
Wait, Shane did the elbow from the top rope.
So it was that, not an RKO through the table.
He RKO'd him onto the table, and then they placed him on the table, and then Shane did the elbow.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Then as he was about to go in the ring at the 9 count, he was going to step up to the ring, but he couldn't get into the ring, and then it was Ellsworth holding his foot from under the ring, stopping him from going in the ring, and then that's
that I saw.
Then he attacked Ellsworth. He threw him. He launched him off the fucking stage. Kevin Owens was mocking Shane McMahon's dance, which was pretty funny. Then Kevin Owens.
That had to be from when I was going from the train to the house,
Yeah.
but okay.
Then Kevin Owens hit AJ with the list. He got DQ'd. Jericho cleans up the list and gets RKO'd. Gets eliminated by Randy. Then at one point, Shane starts fucking up Rollins and Reigns, which was hilarious. Because he's kicking both their asses. At one point, he has Seth's leg up and makes him like headbutt his own knee, which was the weirdest.
Yeah, that was great.
But it was amazing. Then Shane goes for the coast to coast, gets speared. There was that awkward pinfall where his shoulder was up, but I think that was an accident, or I think he.
Okay.
I mean, you saw the pin. I think his shoulder accident.
Well, I either the kick out was an accident because clearly.
I think he was like. I think he was curling up because he got hurt.
Right. He got speared out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. Okay. He got speared out of nowhere, and it's either he curled up out of nowhere because you see Roman asking him if he's good.
Yeah.
So it's either he got speared. He curled up because he was hurt.
Yeah.
Or he was supposed to kick out, and there was something else that they cut out, or maybe he thought that.
No, I don't think he was supposed to kick out. I think that was supposed to be his elimination.
Yeah, I do agree. They should have just said that he was not able to continue.
Yeah, they should have at least done something to explain it so it wasn't so awkward.
Because the beauty of that match was that they covered all their bases. Nobody got put as weak. Owens got saved. They had to destroy AJ in order to eliminate him. So both champions got protected.
Yeah. You can help take over from here because you saw from here on out, right?
Yeah, Shane McMahon basically got eliminated the right way as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Like I said, they had to kill AJ to get him out, which is the right thing to do.
Well, it took all three Shield guys to put him through a table.
It took all three Shield guys, including Ambrose, for a brief moment in time, jumping ship.
Yeah.
So, and again, Michael Cole, first of all, the commentary tonight, from what I heard, phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just, as a broadcaster in the Indies, this was a great example for people that want to do that commentary on a serious level to learn how the commentary team, especially Michael Cole, hats off to him, really accentuated the importance of everything tonight.
Yeah.
And they gave a big match feel, and you could tell there were times where the crowd wasn't into some of the things that was going on. Like, for example, when both teams lined up and started brawling with each other, I actually saw that part at the train station at the beginning of the match. And Michael Cole sold the shit out of it, but I heard the crowd it wasn't that old school like the Raw Smackdown brawl from 2004.
Yeah.
The crowd wasn't into it like that, but Michael Cole gave such great enthusiasm and verbiage that I was into it. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. Everybody did a great job with that. Again, they really protected everyone.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job with that. Yeah.
Strowman, in terms of his elimination, who got eliminated first? Just walk me through it, because again, I'm a little dragging on this match. Ambrose was first. How did he get eliminated? Because I missed that one.
Well, that was after him and AJ got into a fight.
Okay.
And then Braun eliminated, Braun eliminated him, and AJ didn't break it up or anything.
Oh, right. That's right. With the power slam. I did see that. Mm-hmm. Right. They had the dissension, which they sold on, cost of the match, and AJ was like, forget him. Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay. Then there was Strowman's elimination, right?
Where he took an RKO, an elbow through the table, and Ellsworth holding his foot.
And he was still standing, basically couldn't get in the ring.
Yeah.
He was still standing.
So he did make it, but he was screwed over, and then he got his revenge by launching Ellsworth off the stage. And I thought it was a good use of Ellsworth in the match.
No, yeah, of course. And then who's next now?
And they kept rubbing in that the mascot eliminated the monster of the group.
Right. And now next is Owens, right?
Owens got DQ'd. Then Y2J, and then Jericho was distracted by the list and got RKO'd.
Great call. Two great saves right there.
I know that, and then JBL kept saying both guys were eliminated by a list.
Yes, correct.
Then the Shane one I thought was good, with the exception of the pin, but I thought it was a good way to be eliminated, was him going for the coast to. When he went for the coast to coast, I said, okay, he's gonna get speared, when Sean hit him with the sweet chin music.
Truth be told, I thought he was going to get the Superman from out of nowhere.
I know. I think from that angle he was gonna get the spear because he had to go upward to catch him.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I feel like the Superman punch he would have had to kind of come from the side and jump.
Yeah, and that would have been a bad bump.
Yeah.
That would have been a bad bump.
I think the spear was the way to go because it's a straightforward move and he's already coming at you straightforward.
By the way, because I'm texting somebody about it right now. How long was it? Did Brock beat him in 30? Is that the official time?
That what?
Did Brock beat him in 30? Is that the official time?
Brock.
Did Goldberg beat him in 30?
A minute 27.
A minute? Didn't even think it was that long. Okay.
Well, there was he came at him. He hit him with the spear. Then he posed a bit, hit him with another spear, and then posed like he was waiting around. It was more so waiting. He was waiting around for Brock to get up.
Okay.
Because he hit him with that first spear, then he went to the corner, hit him with the spear from the corner, then he waited for him to get back up to do the jackhammer. So it was more him waiting for Brock to get up to do his moves.
Right.
Yeah. It just seemed a lot quicker.
Okay. Let's
All right, so basically...
go back to the tag real quick.
Ambrose
James
comes out and attacks AJ. Security goes to take him out. The Shield attacks the security. They triple powerbomb AJ through the table.
Right.
Luke Harper appears out of nowhere. Seth Rollins goes for a splash. Randy on Bray. Randy hits him with the RKO. Bray pins Seth. And then Roman's going to go for the spear. Randy pushes Bray out the way and takes the spear. Bray hits the Sister Abigail and pins Roman. Which I was happy about because I feel like if Roman... And I even told you when it came down to 2-on-1 with Roman, I said, oh shit, Roman's going to do the Superman come back and then beat both guys. So I'm happy that they didn't give the internet fans something to bitch about because I know everybody would have been crying if Roman beat both guys. So, which brings me to the next match, Goldberg versus Brock.
Yeah.
I mean, Goldberg got a pretty big pop considering everybody's fear was that he was going to get booed in Toronto. He got a good pop.
Okay, he got a good pop.
I'm not
counting
the Goldberg like that. I'm talking about when they introduced him in the ring. He got a pop.
But that first time on Raw
in Denver, yes, that was great. I mean, and I've gone in the past and I've said I'm not a big fan of Goldberg or never really was, and then he blocked me on Twitter for no reason. But like speaking objectively, I have enjoyed his run since he came back. I thought his comeback was great. The pop that he got was great. The promo he gave was great. I thought the stuff on Monday with Brock was really good, and I thought tonight's match was. I thought it wasn't. It wasn't what we were expecting. But I thought it was hilarious. I thought that it was.
Yeah.
Because nobody expected it. I think and to be honest, they didn't have the greatest match 12 years ago. So I think if they would have had a 20-minute match, it might not have been as good. I mean, I know people are bitching and complaining that Brock beat the streak. Brock went through Cena and Orton and all these. And Brock destroyed everybody to get destroyed in a minute by Goldberg.
Here's the thing, right?
And that's the complaint that I'm seeing in the Facebook group.
I haven't gone on Facebook yet. I genuinely don't want to.
I wasn't on there, but I went on there to laugh when Goldberg won. Just to laugh at everybody.
Here's my thing. Let's face the facts here. I'm gonna do it like Boomer and Cannon right now, if you will.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar, the biggest. I don't care what anybody says. Brock Lesnar is, in fact. Let's see. He came back in 2012 or 2013. Bosch, back me up here.
2012, right? The night after WrestleMania 28.
Okay. Brock Lesnar is, in fact, the biggest. So what? Is that 4 years or 6 years? You know, I suck at math.
4.
Help me out.
4.5.
4. Brock Lesnar
He's already
is,
outlasted
in fact,
his first run.
Say again?
His first run was only 2 years.
Right, exactly. Is, in fact, the single biggest box office attraction in pro wrestling of the last 4.5 to 5 years.
And you can even say up until McGregor and Rousey in UFC as well. Because he had
Absolutely.
he had that record for UFC
Cross-genre,
100.
the audio clip that gets played over and over again in all his video packages that JBL said is spot on. The most decorated combat fighter in history is above and beyond Brock Lesnar. There's no question about it. Bill Goldberg, as far as I'm concerned, aside from Sting, is the greatest homegrown talent that WCW ever created. Why? Because they probably only created about 5. Different story for a different episode. However, tonight history was made. I challenge professional wrestling fans to look at it like this. You motherfuckers knew you weren't getting a classic match. Let's keep it real. You guys knew you weren't getting Briscoe Funk, lock-up, headlock, spinning toe.
Because it wasn't a classic 12 years ago. They're 12 years older now. Brock is almost 40. Goldberg's almost 50.
Truth be told, did I expect the match to be a carnivorous fight at the level of Roman and Brock? Yes, I did. Am I disappointed? Not at all.
No.
Was I shocked?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But people complain that everything is predictable. But then when something happens that's not predictable, they complain because it wasn't what they wanted and it wasn't the predictable thing they wanted to begin with. Because everybody thought that Brock was going to get his win back and Goldberg was going to go home and that was it.
If anybody here tells me they knew that Goldberg was going to squash Brock tonight, they need to call 1-900 you're lying because they're full of shit.
I didn't think he was going to win either. I'm mad because I could have gotten 10,000 coins in Top Slam because I picked the Brock Lesnar prediction card.
Oh, I didn't log in today. Thank you for the reminder. By the way, if you're playing Top Slam, Bosch, what's your tag on that?
Let me look it up. Keep talking while I look it up.
Well, you could add me on Top Slam. I'm at Sleazy C. That's exactly how that sounds. Sleazy C. I love saying it like that. Sleazy C. And if you if
and
you
my
want to
name
trade,
is just as sleazy Boschman69.
What is that?
It's Boschman69, so just as sleazy as yours.
Sleazier. But yeah, give us an ad there, and I play Supercard. You can get me at Sleazy C, and other stuff, and we'll do other game attacks. But going back to tonight, Survivor Series history making 30 years, blah, blah, blah. Again, if you were expecting a classic match, it was going to be a classic fight. And truth be told, guys, it's wrestling. It's a business. It's all attraction and shock value, and you got shocked tonight. And guess what? As far as I'm concerned, all roads lead to WrestleMania right about now.
Yeah, I mean, I think once I saw him hit that first spear and he was down and he went to the corner, I think I assumed, oh shit, is this what's gonna happen? Like, is he really gonna squash him? I mean,
I truthfully thought...
people are talking. It's giving people something to talk about. People are going to tune in to Raw to wonder, okay, is Brock going to respond? Is Goldberg going to come out? Are they going to have a rematch? What is this going to lead to? Did Goldberg just come in, beat him, and then bounce? Like, people are they're going to tune in, or they're going to be curious to see how this goes, rather than if Brock would have just given Goldberg 25 German suplexes and F5'd them and kicked out of all his moves.
I truthfully thought it was going to be that Brock kicked out of the jackhammer to swerve you.
I think once he hit all that stuff, I thought I was like, no, he's going to squash him.
I honestly, again, I was in total disbelief, but I thought that I just loaded the wrong universe save. I'm finding out. Mm-hmm. I genuinely thought that he was going to kick out of the spear, and we were going to have the match.
Yeah.
You know, and it's cool that it didn't happen like that. I'm not, sitting whatever.
I mean, maybe they knew what Goldberg's limitations were, and they wanted to give him that feel-good moment with his son and his wife. And
how do we know? I mean, it's been on the internet. You got to
also look at it for Goldberg to come in to wrestle for his son and his wife, to then get his ass kicked and get thrown around and then hurt.
Yeah. Yep. And again, not for nothing, he was kind of making his body and his shoulders seem really jacked up.
Yeah.
God forbid, what if he was kind of harboring an injury and then it would have escalated during the match? Yeah. That would have had to have sucked for the match to have been great or good.
Yeah.
Then go downhill.
He's in great shape. I wish I'm 20 years younger than him, and I wish I looked like that. But
Yeah, he looks phenomenal.
for somebody he's going to be 50 next month and hasn't wrestled in 12 years.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like he wasn't going to come in there and have a classic match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
If he never had a
not
classic match to begin with, that's what he was doing in WCW. Big entrance,
Exactly.
spear, jackhammer, pin, go home.
Do it again the next week. Bischoff himself said it.
Yeah, they just went, I mean, considering his first run in WWE wasn't that great, they went with what worked with him the first time around in WCW.
Yep. Until he had to start doing feuds, you know. Because once he got into the world title picture,
if you hear Hogan and Bischoff talking about Goldberg and Brock on Bischoff's podcast a few weeks ago.
That's right. I heard Hogan was on and it was really good.
Yeah, and Hogan, and they were even saying that they kind of panicked and kind of they panicked and they were in a hurry to get that belt on Goldberg before it was too late. They really wanted to capitalize, and I think they said that they regret pulling the trigger so quickly, or at least doing it on Nitro when they could have gotten a big pay-per-view buy rate.
They could have gotten a huge buy rate out of it.
Yeah, so I think they kind of just panicked, and they were like, okay, we're in the Georgia Dome, it's his hometown. Like it was Hogan that was pushing to put it on him.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah. And then the other thing, you got to remember something. Goldberg had no idea. He was watching Thunder and found out when J.J. Dillon came out on
that
TV
in itself is surprising because nobody watches Thunder.
Hey! I watched Thunder.
I did too.
I watched Thunder.
I did too.
I was 8. I had to watch Thunder. You know.
I remember selling a ton of games to fucking save up for that Thunder game on PlayStation.
What a piece of shit game that was.
That game was fun, and when you put in the code and you get all those crazy characters. And all the crazy rings. Like that one disco ring where you get them all to do the YMCA. That's classic, Cheyenne.
I got the crazier code when I was older, and where you could like get animals too. It was really weird.
I mean, it would give me maybe another 16 superstars, and then I think like the game developers were in there, and then there was animals and like weird characters like Santa, Snowman.
Yeah, all types of obscure shit.
I mean, I still have the game, and it works in the PS3.
Yeah, only PS1 games work on this thing, which hurts my soul.
Yeah. Which is why I still have my PS2, so I have it almost every PlayStation.
Lucky man. But yeah,
oh my God, I'm watching the Eddie Guerrero collection, and Billy Gunn just did a jackhammer on Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, Billy Gunn was doing that move, and he was slicing people up when he was doing it in the 90s. I remember he got a little bit of heat for it when he first did it, because apparently he didn't tell nobody. He just did it.
Yeah, this is that tag match. It's Saturn and Eddie versus the Outlaws. And
Fun fact, one of my favorite.
And he's about to go for the frog splash and fuck up his elbow. There he goes.
One of my favorite title matches ever. Fun fact is Guerrero Billy Gunn for the Euro.
When was that?
Smackdown.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say 2001.
All right.
Right when Billy Gunn was the one at the time.
Right.
One of my favorite themes. I mean, overall, this pay-per-view sounds very solid.
Yeah.
Me being the nostalgia freak.
I don't have any complaints coming out. I thought it was cool to have more than one Survivor Series match. Granted, they all had the same storyline going in.
Right.
But it was still fun. It was cool seeing those pictures on WWE.com of the teams together. It reminded me of the old school teams
old days.
Standing together, posing for the picture. I thought it was cool. I mean.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any complaints. Sorry,
Internet.
I
can't wait to I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to rewatch it or watch it rather tomorrow when I get out of work.
Yeah.
It sounds very fun and entertaining. I did watch the opening video package. That's what took me so long to get to Bobby Roode's entrance. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping for the nostalgic, 30 years thing.
Yeah.
But the video package was still great with the video game and everything. It was cool. Mm-hmm. Overall, it seemed like a great night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then let's touch in the takeover now, because very unexpected, huh?
Yeah. Okay. It was Rude and Dillinger opened the show. I thought Rude had an amazing entrance with the choir. You just watched it before we started
Phenomenal.
recording. His
Phenomenal.
robe was awesome.
It was glorious.
I thought Ty had a great entrance as well. Nice little vest that lit up. I thought they had a really good match. I thought this is the best match I've seen Ty Dillinger have since being
Okay.
in NXT. I think, despite the fact that he lost, I thought he looked really good in the match. He got a standing ovation after the match. And apparently now this is going to be the new thing the crowd does, is whenever there's a count out or a 10 count, the crowd will chant 10 with every count. Which carried over into tonight. So this is going to be the new thing, and I guess people are going to want Ty to get pushed, kind of like the yes chant.
Okay.
The Dusty Classic, I kind of skipped through the match, but they had Paul.
I heard the heels went over, huh?
Yeah, Paul Ellering was in the cage, and the heels went over.
Which was so old school. Loved it.
Yeah, and I thought having Ellering there made sense because they do go way back. Dustin Reynolds, Regal, and Triple H presented the trophy.
Right.
For the tag titles, it was a 2 out of 3 falls. The Revival versus DIY. Spectacular match. The first fall went to the Revival. The second fall, I thought, was the longest. Like, there was many false finishes where you thought DIY was going to take it, and they would keep kicking out. Then they finally got that second fall. Then in the third fall, they each did the other team's finishers.
Wow.
Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then DIY both did their submissions at the end, and they both tapped out together.
Oh, wow.
So the DIY are the new tag champions.
Okay.
For Asuka and Mickie James, I thought it was a really good match as well, considering...
Is it true that, I mean, obviously it wasn't like a shoot, but did Asuka not shake Mickey's hand and stuff?
Yeah, she did not shake her hand at the end of the match.
Okay.
They had this. I mean, this was obviously planted, but they had like everybody along the aisle and the front row wearing Asuka masks.
Oh, okay.
So at first I saw like there was like the few people in the corner of the aisle, and I was like, oh, they're all wearing Asuka masks. Then as they came out, everybody was fucking wearing Asuka masks, which was creepy, but I thought it was pretty cool. I thought they had a great match. I hadn't really seen Mickie work since TNA, but as I've said. I don't know if I've said it on the show before because she hasn't really wrestled, but she is my favorite women wrestler of all time, even above Nikki. Surprise, surprise, everybody. I mean, as far as like overall looks, character.
Traitor. Uh-huh.
I'm not a traitor because I loved Mickie first.
Mm-hmm.
Before Nikki was around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear this shit, Cheyenne.
Okay. All right. You say so.
Moving on.
I'm not going to judge. Okay. Absolutely.
Joe and Nakamura. Nakamura had a bunch of people with violins come out with him playing his theme, which was pretty cool.
Nakamura, are you like an Iowa racist? It's Nakamura.
Shinsuke. No.
Oh, God. Are we going to tell me next? You want America great again? Never mind.
Samoa Joe won the match. So
how was it?
It was a good match.
Because I felt, and I said this to you yesterday when we were together, that they had a good match in Brooklyn, but the ending was flat. So walk me through this one.
I don't think anybody was. I wasn't expecting it, so it was a little surprising. So I think it kind of fell flat too.
Yeah, I heard that when they panned to the audience, it was a lot of like disbelief, like camera shots.
Yeah.
You know, plus that makes Joe the first ever two-timer, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Another prediction card I got wrong in tops.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the Revival and Shinsuke, where do you think they go from here? I think everybody's automatically going to assume they're going to show up on Raw tomorrow, but...
Do I think the Revival's coming up? No.
I think, I suggested yesterday when we were on our way to the big event, I suggested the Revival beating New Day next month once they break the Demolition record, or if they even want to go a step further and have Revival defeat New Day the night before.
Right.
And then they don't break the record, and then that'll really put heel heat on them from the start.
Yeah.
Kind of like when it was Charlotte and Nikki. Everybody kind of knew that
Yeah.
Nikki was going to break the record, so they found the screwy finish, and then she won it at the pay-per-view that Sunday. So what if they have people thinking that the Revival is going to win it, and they don't? Because we have Sheamus and Cesaro facing them tomorrow, but they're not going to win it tomorrow because we know they still have a few more weeks to break that record.
Correct.
So
I mean,
would you put that heat on the Revival and have them not let New Day break the record by a day?
I would, because I know that Sheamus and Cesaro don't need that heat.
No.
So I would do it. Do I think the Revival should come up now? No. I also, like I said yesterday, feel that despite only, let's say, 4 tag teams being a focal point, there are, in fact, way too many tag teams on both brands right now. Or at least to me, that's how it
But if
seems.
you look at it, it really narrows down to, on Raw, as far as legitimate tag teams, I would say it's New Day, the Club, and
yes.
and then now
SmackDown
Sheamus and Cesaro, which is the put-together team, which SmackDown has is Slater and Rhino, which is the put-together team. Then SmackDown has... Yeah, and then SmackDown has the Usos and American Alpha as far as like legitimate teams that you can see holding the belts, because like Shining Stars, Golden Truth, Hype Bros, Breezango, Vaudevillains, Ascension.
I think the Hype Bros have a chance.
I would probably rank them a 4th after those 3 teams.
Oh no, regardless of where they rank, it's not as high as Team A, Team B. But I would rank them. Think they have a shot.
I would rank them at the top of like the lower tier teams as far as Ascension, Vaudevillains, and
yeah, but I definitely think the Hype Bros have better. The Hype Bros have more of a chance than Golden Truth, and that bothers me because I like the Golden Truth team.
Yeah.
So that.
Did you see that table for 3 with the Golden Truth and Booker T?
I haven't gotten there yet, but I heard it's funny.
Yeah, and I think Truth wanted a 6-man tag against New Day, and they wanted to call the team Book the Golden Truth. Pretty funny. As far as I guess this week was go home show. So as far as Raw and SmackDown, I mean, Raw had the Goldberg and Brock confrontation, and the Team Raw and Team SmackDown confrontations, which I thought were both.
Which is the only 2 things I saw.
Yeah, they were both really good as far as go home segments. And that was
the state of WWE address.
Yeah.
Stole both of those though, especially when Daniel Bryan basically.
Well, it kind of just went off the deep end.
Well, it did because Foley was talking about a lot of different stuff.
And then
Bryan just was like, "But you went to TNA, which is great."
Yeah. And I stand by the fact that, like, considering I've watched Total Bellas and I've seen how Bryan has been coping with his retirement, I feel like part of his contract was to be able to say whatever the fuck he wants on Talking Smack or these network specials.
You don't think he's getting it fed to him or running it by? You think he's just...
I mean, some of the stuff he says is like, for him to, like, make fun of Raw the way he does, making fun of the universe, like mocking the Universal title and calling it the Galaxy and all this shit, and you can only win by Triple H putting you on top of your opponent, and there's a lot of shit that he says that I'm surprised he gets away with.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is there anything from SmackDown you want to go over? I mean, there was the Cutting Edge segment.
The only thing I caught for SmackDown, I only caught 2 things. Mm-hmm. The tag match with the babyface team.
Yes.
Which I thought was very good.
Uh-huh.
To be honest with you. And a great way to get all the teams some time.
Uh-huh.
And a great way to get the babyface team over. And I want to just shout out, believe it or not, of all those teams, I want to shout out the Ascension.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought they did really well in the match.
I thought they looked the best out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, the Taker segment, which
with Cutting Edge.
With the Cutting Edge, and he basically said on live television that he was back full time.
Digging holes, breaking bones.
Taking souls, digging holes. I think it's safe to say that this is the one.
His last run?
I think so, and I think that's why he's back full time.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll see him every week at some point.
Well, he'll have.
He is back.
But he's not doing a one and done at Mania. He'll have matches before Mania.
That's what it seems. Yeah.
I would say 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I'll say Rumble.
You're really gonna go that low? I think it's gonna be more.
I would say Rumble. Rumble definitely. Not the Rumble match, but he'll have a match at Rumble, maybe for the title.
And then the other catch is SmackDown just won, so no one has to answer to him.
That's true.
So that kind of adds fuel to your fire with the low dates.
Yeah. Well, somebody can do something.
So,
I mean, we can see. I mean, also Miz won the IC title from Dolph.
Yeah.
And
which I wanted to see that, but missed it.
And the most depressing segment, and I blame your girl Charlotte. I mean, no, I like Charlotte, so I'm going to blame Sasha because I don't like Sasha.
Yeah, damn right. Blame Sasha.
I'm going to blame Sasha for what she did to Nikki.
Careful, you're going to get a lot of backlash for that. Stop that.
Oh, it won't be the first time.
Stop that. Stop that.
It's alright. I'm not much to look at. One of those girls on the Raw team fucked up Nikki's tooth, and the poor thing was on talking smack, and the whole world had to see it. Everybody's fucking tagging me in pictures, sending me pictures. Oh, Bosch, look at this. You still like her? Yes, I still like her. She still looks better than Sasha. She still has a prettier smile than Sasha, even with her fucked up tooth. See, I told you I was going to turn heel on this show. So, I'm going to blame Sasha because I like Charlotte, and Charlotte's my favorite on Raw, and I think she's fantastic. And she's the queen of the division, so I'm not going to blame Charlotte for this one. I'm going to blame that little thing over there, Sasha. Anyways, I guess we can take a break now and come back.
Yeah, we can. We got yeah. Let's take.
I'm going to leave it on that note. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Hey, For Life listeners, this is The Cap here with Mike the Finance Guy and Ralph the Tech, inviting you to check out our Geektastic podcast, Meanwhile 22 Pages Later.
So if you're a Whovian, a lover of capes and tights, a gamer, or a TV movie watcher, and you want some very honest reviews from some very funny guys,
check out our podcast. It's on iTunes and also on SoundCloud. And if you want to join in the discussion, check out our Facebook page. Oh, and by the way, that 22 is the number.
Now, back to Bosch and Cheyenne.
And we're back. All right.
Okay.
So I did my Sasha rant for the week.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of heat. You might get booked out of a group or two.
Who cares?
Yeah.
So yesterday we not only was NXT, but we attended the big event at LaGuardia Plaza Hotel. I would actually say this was one of our better experiences. I don't know if maybe it was crowded as usual, but I mean we can't control that.
They drew about 300.
I mean, I feel like I was it's kind of like you just have to pace yourself. Like my strategy always is like I'll find like where a bunch of my people are grouped together and get my pictures.
Right.
Then kind of escape for a few minutes, come back in. And I feel like we had plenty of time to since there were so many people close to each other, I was able to knock out like a few at a time. Rather than going from one to the end of the line, and the lines weren't really long, with the exception of the Mark Henry line.
Well, the lines weren't very long, but a lot of people were in the main ballroom this time.
Yeah.
As opposed to the last one, everyone was in fact distributed throughout the lobby.
Yeah.
That back room where Mark Henry was, and the main ballroom.
Yeah.
Plus, last time they had 2 people in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So, they put too many big names in the main lobby.
Yeah.
Because Hall and Nash always draw.
Mm-hmm.
Jake always draws.
They usually have Hall and Nash in that back corner around where Medusa was.
Right. Hall and Nash always draws.
Yeah.
It was Bruno's last New York signing. So everybody was trying to get the main names done to go to Bruno, believe it or not. Also keep in mind the following. It was Zeb Coulter's first post-WWE New York signing.
Yeah.
A.K.A. Dutch Mantel.
This is Medusa's third ever convention signing since leaving wrestling in 2001.
Look at that. All right, it was Bruno's last signing, and at that signing was Ivan Koloff
Yes.
and Larry Zbyszko.
Mm-hmm.
His two biggest rivals, with the exception of Billy Graham was not there. So his two biggest rivals, plus Bob Backlund was there, the next babyface champion in line.
Correct.
It was a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Total no-brainer there. I mean, it was going to draw no matter what. Plus, you had Jake Roberts always draw. Mick Foley always draws.
Well, Mick Foley wasn't even advertised. He was like last minute, and he just showed up with.
He got added the night before.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even know.
I didn't. He wasn't on. I mean, I get notified whenever anybody is added to the Facebook page, so I was surprised that I didn't get a notification.
That one I saw on Wrestling Figs.
Okay. Oh yeah,
that I
more
saw on
up to
Wrestling
date.
Figs. That one I saw on Wrestling Figs. Jake Roberts, like I said, always draws. Ted DiBiase and Jim Duggan, believe it or not, they always draw.
Yeah.
They always do well too. So it was a nice, you know.
Yeah, I would say like Hacksaw got the most.
signing.
I think Hacksaw got the most likes on Instagram of all my pictures.
Well, yeah, I mean, and plus, not for nothing, I think he gave you the best experience.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to find a place in my. I was trying to find a place in my room for that 2x4, and like I kept moving it around, and then finally I look up at that Jack's box that I had that has Hacksaw holding it. So I put it right in front of there, so it was like the perfect spot to put that 2x4.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I can go through all the people. I think like Brooklyn Brawler, that was pretty quick, and it's like the guy that was.
I felt like a lot of them were.
Yeah. But he was pretty
quick,
cool. But like his bouncer scared the shit out of me.
That is Frankie Flo. He's an independent wrestler.
Okay.
I know who that was.
I would say Vicky was probably the best experience out of all of them. She was
the
sweetest out of everybody. Like she talked to me. I even went back. I showed her the picture of myself and Eddie, and she even knew like what event that was. She was like, "Oh, that was from the Models downstairs." So I guess she was with him.
Yeah.
At the time, I probably wouldn't have recognized her at the time because she wasn't on TV yet. Or I might have seen her in the documentaries, but like because I even showed her daughter was in the background.
She's not on the documentaries. Remember, Eddie had just won, so the documentary probably didn't come out for that summer.
Yeah.
And she's not on TV until 3 years. She's not on TV until a year and a half later during the Dominic angle.
Yeah, the Dominic angle. So yeah, I wouldn't have.
And she's not on TV until 3 years later, I think, or 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't have recognized her if I did see her. This was back in 2004.
Yeah.
But I thought, out of everybody I met yesterday, Vicky was a complete sweetheart. I even told her when she first started, I was skeptical about her character, and then out of nowhere, it just clicked, and she was amazing. And she said she even agreed.
Yeah.
So I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah, she even shook my hand, struck a conversation with the two of us. It was great.
Yeah. Yes. So putting Vicky over big time.
Yeah, for real.
Who was next? Sandow.
Well,
first, I think you want to. I want you to tell the joke first.
So we go to the table.
Well, we gotta give the background story that every year in the create a character video games, whenever I create my character, it always looks like Sandow for some reason.
Correct. That's because you put your face on the damn thing,
but which
is the worst thing you could do.
We both have dark hair, dark beards. For some reason, we both happen to shave. If I didn't wear that Enzo and Cash shirt, I was actually gonna wear the same fucking shirt that he was wearing from H&M.
So you guys, okay, you guys have the same.
I kind of wish I would have worn it because it would have been hilarious to just see me with a fucking taller version of myself.
and it's rare to see a taller version of you.
When Sandow was sitting when I went to go take the picture with him, and he stood up, and I looked up, and he's like 4 inches taller than me. I was like, holy shit! I did not know he was this tall. He doesn't look that tall on TV.
No, he does not.
But all right, so now that we know the background, you can tell the joke.
Well, hold on. Before I get there, let me just say, and if you download Bosch on 2K this year, he pretty much is Sandow. Okay, the face morphing, well, the whole thing with the recognizing of the photo, they made him Sandow. Okay, so you have your choice of downloading Damian Rex or Rex Bosch. It's up to you on the Community Creations, kids. Anyway, so Bosch is all excited. Sandow's there, texting or whatever, and with Hornswoggle and stuff, cracking jokes. And Bosch goes, all right, time to meet my doppelganger. And sitting next to him is Hornswoggle. So Bosch goes, time to meet my doppelganger. And I said, yeah. And he's sitting next to mine. Because I am vertically challenged. So that would have been great if Hornswoggle would have gotten up and one of us would have been like, he's much taller than I thought. That would have been great.
Like if you would.
But yeah, Sandow's huge.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Didn't know that at all.
Like looking at the picture of me and him, he looks bigger next to me than Ryback does.
Yeah,
at least taller.
Yeah, tall-wise.
Yeah, Ryback's just big, but all right. So who did I meet after Hornswoggle? Medusa.
Yeah.
Interesting interaction. I'm going through the picture, so I know who's next.
Well, Medusa was very sweet.
Yeah,
very
she always comes across sweet, whether she's on podcast or her Hall of Fame speech. She's always come across like really cool and down to earth.
Yeah,
she didn't want me to pick the picture of her in her, I guess, Medusa days in WCW where she looks slutty. I mean, if you're gonna be weird about it, then
hey, listen, I'm just saying, one of the greatest feuds of all time is her and Evan Courageous.
No, that was I enjoyed that feud. I mean.
Great feud.
I mean, and she kind of it was weird because it was like, okay, now I can't choose that picture because she kind of just put me on the spot. So it was down to her at the Hall of Fame. Her at the Hall of Fame and the 2K picture.
She had the 2K 8x10, which a lot of people there had.
Yeah.
Except not everybody had the official joints. She had the 2K 8x10. She had the Hall of Fame, and then she had the Medusa one. And Bosch was going to make his decision. I'm not sure what he was going to do.
But I mean, prior to that, I had no interest in getting a Medusa picture. Going in, I said I'm either going to get a Hall of Fame or her throwing the belt in the garbage if she has it. So my first choice would have been her throwing the belt in the garbage. My second choice would have been her at the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And since she had the Hall of Fame one, that's the one I went with. But.
Now, not for nothing. I'm not being a smart ass when I ask this question.
Okay.
Do you really think, considering the animosity that came from it and her Hall of Fame speech, that she really would have even thought of having that photo?
I mean,
for sale?
I've seen people have weirder 8x10s, so I wouldn't have been surprised.
That's true. We have seen some shit. That's true.
So.
Okay. I just figure, considering what she did and said in her speech and how humble and how happy she was to be back.
I think maybe if it would have been
WWE
pre Hall of Fame, she might have had it.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. We can agree on that. Who's next?
Ryback. I mean,
he seemed pretty cool. He gave you a fair amount of time.
Yeah.
Thanked you. Mm-hmm. And he seemed pretty genuine. Was that just a photo or was that an 8x10 too? I don't remember.
He was just
a photo,
because he was signing the 8x10s of him and Henry while in between photos and meeting people.
You know who I wasn't crazy about the experience?
Who?
The person that's actually right after Ryback, Miss Chingle Chingle.
Okay, why not?
Yeah, that.
Did you see that she posted that picture? The guy because when I was taking a picture with her, there was a guy behind you that also took a picture of us.
There were a ton of guys behind us because that room just smelled like tax dollars.
No, but he did it for her Instagram because I saw it on her Instagram story.
Yeah, I saw when you grabbed that.
Yeah, so I think that's why that picture looks kind of awkward because I'm kind of looking like, who the fuck is this guy taking a picture of me?
Which I didn't even notice till you pointed that out.
Yeah, but what was your what were you gonna say about Girl Bye?
I don't know. It just.
We're talking about Arian Andrew, aka Cameron, aka my favorite match of all time is Melina and Alicia Fox.
AKA what? Anyway.
You didn't hear that was that Tough Enough that Stone Cold was the host of?
Yeah.
When he asked her she was the first one eliminated because he asked her what was her favorite match of all time, and she said Melina versus Alicia. You've never seen that clip, Cheyenne?
Never.
I've got to find it for you. It's
I've never, because I really, lost interest in that tough enough.
That was the first
I would
episode,
watch,
and the irony is that she was the first one eliminated and the only one to get a contract
but
out of that season.
that was Naomi we're talking about right now, right?
No, this is Cameron, the one we met yesterday.
I thought Naomi was on top.
No, Naomi came in through NXT, through the women's season of NXT.
Wow, I've had them mixed up the whole time.
And then they both came in as Funkadactyls. But Cameron Cameron was on that Tough Enough that Austin hosted, and then that first episode during the elimination round, he was asking her like I guess questioning her passion for wrestling, and he asked her what was her favorite match. She says Melina Alicia Fox, and then Austin just like scratches his head and he goes, "Who?"
Wow.
And then he goes off on her. I've got to send you the clip.
Okay.
I cut you off. What was your problem with Ariane?
It was 2, 1, 2, 3, and she kind of just didn't look like she wanted to be there for me personally, and it was a little too much. I don't know. I feel like when I go to these things, and if
I just realized she was next to Ryback, and she got fired for that rant she went on, backing up Ryback's. Everybody should get paid the same post.
I just feel that you should give me some form of experience. I'm not saying you got to buy me dinner, be my best friend.
Yeah.
Hold my hand, whatever, but make that time, that effort. And she was so flat. It was very in and out.
I would probably rank her above Sandow and Henry as far as interacting with me.
Henry, I understand. Sandow, yeah, I guess I have to agree with you.
Sandow was
she
like,
did shake your hand, ask you what your name was.
Who, Ariane?
I can't deny that.
Yeah.
She did shake your hand and ask you what your name was.
And I made it onto her
Instagram. She didn't ask you for any spare change for her chingles. So.
After that was Shelton Benjamin. He seemed pretty cool.
Also 1, 2, 3, but he seemed nice.
Oh, he's on. I'm watching him now on network. Yeah, okay. I remember there was one time in WWE New York where he was there with Charlie Haas and Heyman, and they were doing an interview back when Heyman was managing Team Angle. And he was like just staring at me the whole time, like grilling me. And then like 16-year-old me is like, why the fuck is Shelton Benjamin grilling me?
Yeah, I'm actually starting to wonder myself at 26.
Yeah. After that was Ivan Koloff.
Well, he was nice.
I felt bad. Like I didn't want him to stand up. I could have kneeled over to take the picture with him.
Well, also we didn't realize, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, like in how rough shape he was or how much he's aged.
I mean, I kind of like when I saw him struggling to stand up, I kind of put my hand. Like I was gonna tell him like, you just sit down, like.
No, I just attributed that to old age when I realized, that he's, older now, when he was walking around. So.
I mean, he was really nice. I felt bad that he's like I felt bad that he stood up, considering that a lot of wrestlers that are a lot younger might not even, like Mark Henry wasn't even standing.
Yeah.
So.
No, he made that connection. He's very old school about that stuff.
Yeah.
And apparently he has a lot of comments about fans, right?
He kept saying stupid and idiot. I don't know if he was reciting a Jericho promo or what. After that was Zeb Coulter, who I thought was really cool.
Yeah, he was cool when I met him.
He got up, did the whole put your hand on your heart, we the people.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a cool experience. King Kong Bundy was pretty friendly.
Yeah, he was nice.
In his brown velour suit.
Yep. Trademark. That is vintage King Kong Bundy. I still do not know why directors did not cast him as the Kingpin in 2004 of The Punisher.
It's a travesty. Next was Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who I thought was great.
Great.
Talking to us, asking us who my current favorite wrestler was. He signed the 2x4 for me. Great guy. I mean, he's always come across friendly.
Yeah.
Even on TV. Shamrock.
Yeah, Shamrock was pretty cool. Very thankful. But he looks like he could be the lead singer for Whitesnake.
He did, and he falls under the category of wearing sunglasses indoor for some reason. I'm not going to speculate, but
Hey, but he was super friendly, and I marked out hard when I saw the old.
Yeah, he had the
UFC
old
belt.
school UFC belt and the new one, but I feel like I've already seen the new one. I took a picture with the new one last week at UFC, so I was like, all right, let me take a picture with the old belt, which was pretty cool. I saw he was at a big event. I don't remember.
He was at one 2 years ago.
It was the year that I got the picture with Mickie and Thea.
He was at that one in the hallway.
Yeah, because I remember he was taking a picture with
where
Eugene.
Bushwhacker Luke was now.
Yeah, because I know he took a picture with Eugene like towards the end of the convention when like I know you went to the bathroom and I was sitting out there waiting for you, and he took a picture with Eugene. But he didn't seem as friendly as he did yesterday.
He was at the one that Boogeyman and Ken Anderson were at, where I got Ken Anderson's email.
Yeah.
He was at that one.
Yeah.
That had to be about a solid 2 years ago, because I had just
I think that was about 2 years ago.
That was right before we opened the Morning Junior Arena.
Yeah, that might have been the first one that we went to there, because I know the first one we went to was at another place.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same one as the Mean Gene?
The one we were at yesterday was the one we did Mean Gene.
No, I mean, was that the same convention with Shamrock and Mean Gene? Right?
I think so. Because I had
I'm just.
That would have been 2 years ago, because we were promoting our comeback episode 2 years ago.
Right.
Short sleeve.
Go on with.
Huh?
Yeah. Go on with who you met, because I want to share a Bruno story apparently that went on the air.
Okay, yeah, because that link wasn't working for me. Mandy Leone, she's from Women of Honor and Ring of Honor.
Yes. Yes.
She started off as like a host for their online show, and then became a wrestler.
She was always training to be a wrestler.
Yeah, but at the time she's
been training for a while.
So
she's really good friends with. If you want to follow a good wrestling page on Instagram, the Wrestling Classic.
Yeah.
She's internet friends with him.
Yeah. So I just think she's attractive. So.
Yeah, she's cute.
And the next one.
Who's next now?
Where do we start with this one?
Who's next?
Mr. Marcus Alexander Bagwell.
Oh, give me a fucking break. All right, I'm taking over. All right, so Bosch goes to meet Buff Bagwell, okay? If you ever meet Buff Bagwell, believe it or not, he's going to be one of the nicest wrestlers.
Yeah, he was really friendly. Like before I even went in there to meet him, when we were out looking at the figures by the entrance, he walked up.
Yeah.
He came up to me and said hi to me. Like this was before I even went inside to get my photo op. So he had no idea I had pre-ordered or was even going to get a picture or anything with him. He was just.
Well, he probably saw you and said to himself, "Oh my God, it's Damian Sandow. I love him on WWE TV." So he goes ahead. He goes ahead, makes conversation with Bosch, signs beautifully this 8x10 for him. Even though Bosch didn't pick the one that I would have chosen. But anyway, signs beautifully this 8x10 for Bosch, and then goes ahead to take the photo. Okay. Cool thing, Buff Bagwell's got one of the original Buff is the Stuff airbrushed hats on the table.
This is my profile picture on Facebook now.
And, Buff Bagwell had the cool gear with the airbrush with his face and stuff on it, kind of like Hollywood Hogan and Scott Steiner did in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool at the time. It was one of the original Buff hats or whatever, and he put it on Bosch. Awesome moment. Okay. So Uncle Jesse over here has a shit fit because Buff Bagwell puts the hat on him.
No, I wasn't pissed until... No. I was...
Hold on.
Let's continue the story. Because I wasn't pissed off right away. I wasn't pissed off immediately.
Mm-hmm. Whatever, Uncle Jesse. Go ahead.
No.
So.
All right.
Bagwell puts the hat on him, tells him, thanks for coming out, thanks for meeting me, let that ink dry, brother, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And whatever. Bosch then goes to meet, what's the purple girl's name from
No, let's go. And then I take my picture with Coach next, with Jonathan Coach.
Yeah, Coach was great. Mm-hmm. Asked where you're from.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming out.
Then after that, I met Raquel and TNA. Oh god, yeah. This is the original version of the picture I'm looking at here.
Uh-huh.
The purple hair. I think she was also on the most recent season of Tough Enough. I didn't watch that one.
Yes, I know she was.
So then I get my 2 pictures with them. I get my 8x10 from her. And then we leave the ballroom, and you tell me, I don't think you're going to like the last 2 pictures.
Uh-huh.
And I say, what do you mean I'm not going to like the last 2 pictures? And you say, because your hair was fucked up. And it's like, no, why couldn't you tell me?
Because I'm going to tell you exactly why I didn't tell you. Excuse me, Mr. ESPN journalist Jonathan Coachman, my friend needs to fix his fucking hair. Could you wait a minute or two? I'm not going to say
Not even so much for the Coachman one. You could have told me before. I could care less if my hair's messed up with Coach. You couldn't tell me for the purple hair girl?
Are you going to buy her dinner?
No.
Buy a house? Do you have a mortgage with this woman? It's a song.
If I'm paying for a
She was talking to a midget wrestler dressed as a bull. I don't think she gave a fuck about your hair.
I mean, she's pretty short, so she probably couldn't even see up that high.
Hey, you leave us alone. All right? We are special people. We are vertically challenged. With that being said, nobody even noticed.
You did.
Well, I had to take the photo.
Thank God for Photoshop.
Yeah, you wasted no time fixing that one, Kim K. Jesus. And then the hair's jacked up on the photo. It's clearly obvious that it is. I drop him off at 42nd Street. I get to 34th Street and the photo's already been fixed. What in the blue hell?
I just used the retouch in photos.
I can't. You disgust me. I'm just saying. I can't do this. I can't. But yeah, that's the little episode that he had. I went for the merch, but it was a great experience overall.
After that, I met Mark Henry.
Let's talk about it. Yes, go ahead. Go on, because there's a reason why I'm leading into the...
We stood on. There was a line for Mark Henry. That was the only one we had to wait online for. This is the first time ever that a contracted WWE active superstar was at one of these conventions.
Correct, because Ellsworth had to pull out.
Yeah. Which I was kind of bummed out about.
Well, he announced that night in Maryland at Big Time that he got the contract.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he has a contract now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he announced it in Maryland. The video's on YouTube. He's wearing the Ellsworth shirt and everything.
Okay, I mean, good for him. You know?
Yeah.
But Mark Henry was really quick, in and out, sit down, take the picture, bounce. They kicked you. You were going to go in there to take the picture for me, and they told you couldn't. I've never seen that before.
All I had to do was tell you to fix your hair, and you were good.
And then after that, I met Allie from TNA, and she also wrestles at Cherry Bomb, right?
Yeah, Cherry Bomb, and with Pepper Parks. I think, what is he, like the Adonis in TNA or something like that?
I think so.
Right? He's something Adonis.
I don't know. I haven't watched in a while. Unless it's like Hardy stuff. I mean, she was really sweet as well. But yeah,
she had a conversation with you.
Yeah, that was everybody that I met yesterday. 19 photo ops.
Well worth it.
Yeah, I had a great time. And I think this was the first time I got some merch as well. You
did it the right way. You smart shopped it, you know?
Yeah. Like I got that this nice Razor Ramon plaque with the foam Intercontinental title.
So that.
It's on our Instagram page, on our Twitter and Facebook.
Okay.
Beautiful piece. Has 6 cards on the side and 8x10, which they let me take out to go get autographed by Scott. So I'm really happy with that. I got the Shawn Michaels Jax. That's a Jax figure, right? With the DX.
The DX, that is a Jax figure. And that
from
is
the outfit from In Your House, Degeneration X.
Yeah.
And then got some trading cards. So, I mean, this was the first time I was like, all right, let me also buy myself a few little things, you know? I wasn't expecting to come up with that big plaque, but it was too good to not take.
Plus, he was there, and he's your guy, so...
Yeah. So, it was a fun experience. I mean, I'm looking forward to the one in March. Hopefully, everything lines up and we can make it. And they've already announced Mike Tyson is their first headlining guest, which is...
Yeah,
I'm already sold.
Even I gotta meet him.
I think the Tyson one had me more excited than all the people I met yesterday.
As far as I'm concerned, that is the boxer of the 90s.
Oh, definitely.
You know, that was my Floyd Mayweather. That was my Muhammad Ali.
Same here.
From my era.
I remember tuning
And
in to
he
see all
was-
his fights. I remember that was the only boxer I cared about at the time. Like,
And I had a lot of his fights on VHS, man. He was a big deal.
yeah.
And let's not forget, Tyson was supposed to be on that 1990 Saturday Night's Main Event until he got knocked out by James Buster Douglas.
Yeah. And
So,
he also played a
yeah.
huge role in the Attitude Era as far as that
Correct.
Mania with Austin and Sean. So I think I'm definitely looking forward to meeting him. I've kind of been... I started reading his book a while ago, but it's fucking hundreds of pages. And then between then, I got like Apter's book and Patterson's book
Yeah,
both came out.
you picked up a lot of books.
Yeah, so I went through
that month, rather. I remember.
Yeah, because I started reading it, and then I read Bill Apter's book, then I read Patterson's book, so I'm going to try to get through this book. Hopefully I'll be done by March. It's a long book. Like, he's just started his boxing career in the 80s where I'm at. And that's already, like, 6 chapters, like, long 30-page chapters in. It's like, of the books on my bookshelf looking now, like, it's up there with Foley's first book and Brett's book as far as, like, the thickest books I have.
Yeah.
But
he's had quite a career.
Oh, and quite a life. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say quite a life.
I mean, like before the career even starts, his life is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was. And then I had a moment yesterday. I bought a lot of great merchandise. I bought a pair of action figures that I was looking for a long time. That really made my day.
Yeah.
Struck some conversations with that gentleman and his action figure store, and I added him.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Whatever. Yeah, bought a lot of trading cards because I came from that era, so I got a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I got a few also, so it was cool.
So I was extremely. A lot of those guys I met, and anybody who knows me knows, I like the older wrestlers more, and I like the obscure ones. But I was really psyched to meet the man, the myth, the legend. That is Dr. David Redneck Schultz, who, as far as I'm concerned, was Stone Cold before there was a Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and whose greatest claim to fame was not his brawls with Hulk Hogan in the AWA, was not being a tag team partner with Eddie Mansfield, was not even, because if you think about it, David Schultz was calling out Hulk Hogan in promos almost 3 years before Randy Savage was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And one of the toughest, most badass people ever of that era. His biggest claim to fame, for those who don't know, even though there's a litany of kids who listen to the show, so let me just put it out there. When the WWF started going national, lots of interviews were coming in, and the questionability of wrestling and its outcome and its realism was at the helm in the 80s. ABC anchor John Stossel interviewed wrestlers and did a piece and all this stuff, and he asked David Schultz, my brother, my oldest brother Julio, saw it live when it happened. John Stossel straight said to Dr. David Schultz, "Well, I think this is fake." And David Schultz on national television slapped the piss out of John Stossel, and it was basically just like this, okay? "Well, I think this is fake." "What?" "I think this is fake." "You think this is fake?" Whack! That's an overhand slap. "You think this is fake?" "Gonna tell me this is fake?" "That's an overhand slap. That hurt." Broke John Stossel's eardrum. Okay? This is before the Belzer thing happened, so with Richard Belzer and Hogan. Broke Stossel's eardrum. David Schultz was getting a massive push on WWE TV, was getting put over as the Redneck, was going to be a featured heel. Perhaps some have even conspired to say in the Piper role, okay? Because he knew Hogan, so they could draw and do the matches. And at that time, the WWF was not a national company, okay? Vince had just lost money on the Inoki Muhammad Ali fight, Vince and Linda, because they put in $6 million, I think, and they had to file for bankruptcy. So at that time, the lawsuit came out of Vince's pocket.
Yeah.
And they had to pay John Stossel close to $2 million. Or now it's out there, it's about $2 million. Because John Stossel, for years in interviews, would brag and say, well, I made enough money to buy my chateau in France. and Vince McMahon paid for it. So along those lines is the quote. So I wanted to meet the redneck, not to mention, have you ever seen his promo about San Francisco?
No.
All right, please play it on this show because I'm going to do a horrible impression right now.
All right.
Okay. David Schultz interviews Mean Gene Okerlund. Mean Gene Okerlund goes, Dave the Redneck Schultz, you are going to be in San Francisco. You are going to be wrestling the incredible Hulk Hogan. David Schultz comes in with his arms across his sides like he always does, looking all super fly, just relishing himself, right? Comes on in. Let me tell you, Mean Gene, I've been to San Francisco many a time. I came to San Francisco, and I went looking for a woman. You know what I mean, baby. You know what I'm talking about. I went looking for a woman. I couldn't find me a woman. I saw a lot of men that looked like women. That's where Hulk Hogan used to be. And Mean Gene breaks and starts cracking up to the point where the camera has to do the tightest shot ever on David Schultz. What's wrong with you, Gene, baby? What's wrong with you, Gene, baby? I'm telling you like it is, Daddy. I went looking for a woman. That's your kind of people, Hulk Hogan, because you never had a woman. Phenomenal. Phenomenal promo. It makes me crack up every fucking time. Okay. And Vince fucking fired him. Had to.
Yeah.
Had to at the time. So I wanted to meet David Schultz, long story short, after just basically telling you the Wikipedia of his career. David Schultz, back in the day, used to have a white boy afro. 70s style afro, but bleach blonde, almost white. And he had a goatee. The Dr. David Schultz that I saw yesterday had long, strung-out hippie hair, a Wyatt family beard, but with the rubber bands around it, so he had 3 bulbs coming down from his beard.
Yeah.
And it was just, I couldn't do it. I wanted to meet him so bad, but because he didn't look the way he did, and honestly, believe it or not, I think it was the beard.
Yeah.
I think it was the beard. And I wanted to meet him, and I'm still regretting it, legit. But just the way that he looked, and he's so skinny, so frail.
Yeah.
Not frail like unhealthy, but he was never a muscular guy, but he definitely has dropped a lot of weight as he's gotten older.
Yeah.
But I really wish, if he's there again, I'll definitely do it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the beard that whoa, that's David.
So we could have at least got an autograph.
That's true. I probably should have caved. I would love to interview him because I heard his book is so bitter. But yeah, that was my little heartbreak. But I got some cool merch yesterday. I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. Great time.
You know.
Plus, we visited the Bland houses.
We visited the Bland houses. We went to the Grand Ho Chi Minh subway. It was great. It was great. And again, to hang with you for a full day, just us, no show, party. You know, that's always cool.
Definitely.
You know, that's like our day. You know, so whether I meet somebody or, you know, whether I meet somebody or not at those conventions, I got to go no matter what just to be with my guy. But and this is the most we've seen each other in 1 year. And the shitty part, it's my fault. Number one. Number two,
we were both busy.
Like,
I feel like prior to all my like the birthday events, I hadn't seen you since Takeover, and then before that was the Mickie show.
February. And the Takeover show, I almost didn't go. Yeah. So it was a last minute thing. So I scored some great seats. I just happened to be great seats next to great people. So yeah, it was a great weekend.
Yeah.
It was a great weekend overall. You know, that was cool to be at that same show with you and Tiff and Lewis and Ryan and Gigi and Lily and Abby and sorry, my heart skipped a beat. And everybody that was there. And Jones, my elder statesman, who's not going to hurt me because I didn't mention him. And everybody that was there. Yes, your date, Jones. His initials are in your heart. It was great. Our birthdays, phenomenal. Great time. Yeah. To be together 3 weeks back to back or 2 weeks, whatever it was. the Crossroads, and now this. It was great. You know, I hope we get to hook up again, you know, before the end of the year. Yeah. But overall, great weekend. Overall for wrestling, great weekend for us. If you want to catch me doing the commentary, Ace is going to have a show, Worlds Collide, December the 3rd, at the Morgan Junior Arena, 67 Hathaway Street, Wallington, New Jersey. Big-time main event. Ring of Honor star Keith Lee, bask in his glory, challenges the Ace Heavyweight Champion, the first ever 3-time Ace Heavyweight Champion, Dan Moff, in your huge main event at Worlds Collide, December the 3rd, at the Morgan Junior Arena, 67 Hathaway Street, Wallington, New Jersey. Come by, see me, buy me an empanada, and I'll give you a free autograph.
Great empanadas.
Great empanadas. The food there is phenomenal. And we now have fish and chips. We now have breaded shrimp and french fries. We've got the chicken wings and the empanadas. Flavors include chicken, beef, ham calzone, pepperoni calzone, sausage calzone. My goodness, there's a pierogi one, which I hear is phenomenal for all my Polish people. Baruch Hakatanoi. That's Hebrew, but who cares? All these things, great food, great company, great wrestling. 67 Hathaway Street, Wallington, New Jersey, the Morgan Junior Arena. If you buy me an empanada, I will give you an autograph. And probably a hug, because I love the empanada. So yeah, and then Bosch, quick question. If you just want to catch a nifty For Life Podcast t-shirt, including the newly released Shellsworth t-shirt, what do you have to do?
Or the ugly holiday sweater.
That's right. Or the it's Shellsworth time clock.
Yeah. You can go to redbubble.com/people/4lifepodcast. I didn't know about the people in the URL until like a couple days ago when you discovered it as well. So we've been saying it wrong this whole time, but it's well, basically, if you want to see all of our stuff, you can go to www.4lifepodcast.com.
That's right. We're all ordinary people, that John Lennon says. And if you wanted to add us on social media, how would you go about that?
I'm on Twitter at I am the Bosch Man.
Uh-huh.
And you can add our account on Instagram at 4Life Podcast, same name on Twitter at 4Life Podcast. All the information's in the description for this episode and on 4lifepodcast.com.
I'm also happy to announce that I am playing online wrestling for the first time since I think SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. So if you want to add me on PlayStation 4, that's Cheyenne McMahon. That's Cheyenne, McMahon. Just putting that out there.
And you can add me as well. I don't really play online, but I'm at Boshamania.
Yeah, and if you're good at Grand Theft Auto, come see me in Los Santos. I am the mayor 4 years running. Just saying.
Yeah.
Trump's got nothing on me. I'm huge. By the way, can I make a political statement real quick? Can we do this?
If you do, I'm going to fire you.
Okay, never mind.
No, it wasn't.
I can't make that. Can you play the Hail to the Chief while I'm saying this?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. All right. My fellow Americans, at this time of crisis in nation, I already botched this. Hold on. Let me go again. My fellow Americans, at this time of crisis in our nation, it's imperative to realize that while we are in a state of awareness of future uncertain danger, please realize that when looking to blame and point fingers, there's only one person to blame: ourselves. If you have a problem with who won the recent presidential election, go find a mirror and then come to terms with the individual at who is at fault. Ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you that 1/3 of the country did not vote. And 1/4 of the minorities that did not vote during President Obama's election did not vote. Therefore, i.e., if you have a problem with your current president, why didn't you vote? Now, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is fit to be President of the United States, nor am I saying that Hillary Clinton is fit to be President of the United States. One is a animatronic, orange-colored bigot and sociopath. The other is a WWE Hall of Famer. So, with that being said, perhaps a win for Trump is a win for wrestling, but that's my biased opinion. With that being said, there's nothing we could do about it. It's done, it's over, it's happened. There's no need to get stupid tattoos, riled up, or care to the point of wanting to move to Canada, which no one has done yet, and I haven't planes, trains, or automobiles. With that being said, move on, let it happen. The King of the Apprentice is now your president. So, in closing, if you really, really want to get upset, you shouldn't have let anybody grab you by the pussy. The end.
Make 4 Life great again.
Thank you. That's my goal. That's our goal. That's our goal. Until I get heartbroken again. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Shots fired. I got off the whole train. With that being said, yeah, great time, man.
Definitely.
Great time. We should do this again next week, like consecutively. Are you free?
Yeah. I don't see why not.
Yeah, let's do that. And I'm just gonna do this to cause trouble. Abby, if you listen, I'm just saying, it's the Nature Boy calling. All right, it would mean the world to me if you listen to this piece of audio. I'm asking, I'm begging, I'm requesting. Okay, I'm just saying, I would love if you put your beautiful voice, your stamp of approval on this podcast and gave us a Ed McMahon introduction to both Bosch and myself, mostly myself, okay? Remember the times we had at the diner, even though that old man tried to flirt with you, okay? And he gave you extra sausage on your lumberjack plate, even though I'm putting a lot of business out there right now, okay? You get a lot of heat for that, okay? You get smacked, okay? With that being said, I would love if you christened this podcast with your beautiful voice, okay? So on top of the free meal that I already owe you, that'll get you another free meal, okay? You're banking 2 meals in the bank right now out of it. So I would love, okay, if you let me know if I can have your seal of approval to have your beautiful voice, that angelic voice of yours, stamped on this podcast, okay? You let me know, and we'll talk about it, all right? You give me a call, all right? Thank you.
Because when you're listening to your podcast,
you're listening to it
for life.